Well, this is some more work by Alan Nathan that shows not just home runs, but probability of base hits in general. And the red, again, shows highest probability, so red's 100%. If you focus on the red area in this graph, it falls between 10 degrees and 30 degrees. So even if you're not a guy that can hit the ball at 90 plus miles an hour, these balls are still effective. They're still base hits. So it tells us that regardless of the player, the objective should be to put the ball in the air in these angles. All right, so we've looked at the outcome. HitTrax enables us to see what happens to the ball after it leaves the bat. The player doesn't actually have any control over that, right? The player has control over what happens before contact. So SwingTracker gives us insight into that. So what we're going to look at for the next few minutes is what happens during the swing, and specifically what do we want to have happen during the swing in order to get these results. It comes down to two things. Impact momentum, basically swing the bat fast and use a heavy enough bat to do some damage, and approach angle. Those are the two parameters, and they relate directly to high exit speed and high launch angle. And we're going to dig into that for a second. So this is another way of plotting it, but from the bat's perspective. This is the exit speed versus approach angle, and we've picked a particular bat. Now we've got to worry about impact with the bat. So what we did was we simulated a particular pitch. So the pitch is coming in at 80 miles an hour. The bat's moving at 70 miles an hour in every one of these data points. And we said, if I'm moving the bat, the barrel's moving at a different launch angle, how far does the ball go? Well, obviously, if I'm swinging down on the ball and square it up, the ball's going to go down. So that's the left side of the curve. As I increase the launch angle, the ball starts to go up in the air and goes a lot farther, to a point, and then I get more pop-ups. So here's a little more detailed look. So again, I've got the bat and the ball. So the bat's moving up at contact. The barrel's moving at a 10-degree angle up. That's what we call approach angle. Right before impact, what's the angle it's making in the vertical? At 10 degrees, ball's coming in on its normal angle. If it's a fast ball, it's about 6-degree angle. In order to get that ball to fly at 30 degrees, which we figured we saw as a good angle, then I've got to actually undercut the ball in order to get that 30-degree launch. Well, when I undercut the ball, I'm leaving a lot of energy in the bat that doesn't get translated to the ball. It's wasted energy. It doesn't transfer in the impact. It's like hitting a car at a glancing blow on the highway as opposed to a head-on collision. The head-on collision is the one that hurts the most. So in order to get that high launch angle, what I really need to do is I need to tilt that bat just a little further in its swing. So it's got to be moving at about the same angle that I want the ball to leave at. Not exactly right, but generally speaking, that's a good rule of thumb. So I want the launch, the approach angle, the bat movement at impact to match my goal on exit launch angle. And now all of the energy that I can goes from the bat to the ball. The ball goes a whole lot further. Okay. Two things are required, though, right? Not just the angle, but the speed. And just like exit speed is directly related to distance, so is bat speed. So if we plot bat speed versus exit speed, it's a linear relationship. The faster you swing the bat, if you square it up, the farther the ball goes, the faster it goes when it leaves the bat. That one, again, is also pretty self-explanatory. But you put the two together, you get another curve like this that says, if you want to do damage, just like with the ball exit conditions, if I want to hit a home run, if I want to hit it over the outfielder's head, I've got to go above this line. That's telling me there's a combination of barrel movement at impact, approach angle, and speed of the barrel. And if I get those two right, I'm going to fall on the upper side of that line. So again, we want to focus on bat speed or impact momentum. That's what we call it. Momentum is velocity, mass moving at a velocity. So heavy bat moving at a certain speed, that's its momentum. So we want to increase our momentum, and we want to do it at the right angle. Those are the two things, or two of the things we can measure in SwingTracker using our Diamond Kinetics sensor. So I don't need to be able to measure ball conditions to know what I'm doing right with the bat. I need the ball conditions to make sure I squared it up and made the best contact. But just by knowing what the bat's doing and trying to figure out where I maximize my speed in the bat, which angles work best for me, I can learn a lot. And so that's the moral of the story from the bat sensor side.